how to get started with Coinbase. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your Coinbase account, depositing funds, how to buy your first cryptocurrency using advanced trade to save on fees, how to sell your cryptocurrency, how to withdraw back to your bank account. Pretty much, this is going to be a full Coinbase tutorial on everything you need to know. If there's something specific you're looking for, I recommend checking out the timestamps in the description. We'll also be going over the pros and cons and some of the alternatives to Coinbase. If you're new to the channel, I'm Dan. I make crypto content. I've been investing in crypto since 2016. I've made a lot of mistakes and I've learned a lot along the way, and I want to share that knowledge with you. So please consider subscribing and liking the content if you find it helpful. How to set up your Coinbase account. If you don't already have an account set up, we're going to walk through that. And I do have a referral link if you'd like to use it. You don't have to, but if you trade $100, you get $10 back, which is pretty neat. And I do too, which is also neat. Now, after you go through the process of signing up, you are going to have to provide your personal information, your identification, if you're in the US, your tax information as well. And these are all just necessary steps for you to set up your account, to connect your bank. And Coinbase is a legitimate company. They've been doing this for a while. And anytime you are getting set up on a big crypto exchange, they are going to require identification, and that's known as KYC, Know Your Customer. So don't feel too uncomfortable providing your personal information as long as you are on a legitimate crypto exchange. And with Coinbase, you get one account per identity, so I can't really walk through all those steps because I'm already set up. After verifying your account, you are then going to want to secure it with Google Authenticator. So let's do that now. We are in the Coinbase homepage. We're going to select the top right. We are then going to hit settings. We are going to go into security. We're going to scroll to the bottom to two-step verification, and we want to add Google Authenticator. So I already have it set up, but here's how it works. You're going to need to download the Google Authenticator app. You can see this one has over 100 million downloads because a lot of people use it. And if you're not familiar with Google Authenticator, it generates a new 6-digit code every 30 seconds. It is encrypted, it is safe, and you use that to connect to your Coinbase account. So back in Coinbase, we would add Google Two-Factor Authenticator. It would present us a QR code. We would then use the Google Authenticator app on our phone to scan that QR code, and then we have Google Authenticator set up. You'll also want to back that QR code up somewhere safely and securely, just in case you need to restore it, because if you delete that Google Authenticator app, you lose those codes. That's also the same if your phone gets lost or stolen, so be very careful. And then after securing your account, now you're ready to start depositing funds. So here I am in the Coinbase homepage. It shows us the prices, my balance, and a lot of other things. And we want to deposit some funds. So we'd scroll over to the left, we'd go over to My Assets, and we would add some cash to our account. So you can see we have two options. Well, I'm going to close this pop-up. That was neither the time nor the place, Coinbase. All right, so you have two options here, online deposit and wire transfer. And if you haven't set up a bank account yet, that's easy. You scroll to the bottom here and you add a payment method. So you'll be able to connect a bank account, you can do a direct deposit, you can do a wire transfer, or you could redeem a Coinbase gift card. If you ever received a Coinbase gift card, this is where you would go to add those funds to your accounts. So for most people, you are going to link your bank account. We'll select that. That brings us to another page, and Coinbase will be using Plaid to connect to our bank account. So from here, we'd be able to select our bank, and then we'd be able to link our bank to our Coinbase account. And just a side note, whenever you are transferring funds from your bank account to Coinbase via ACH, an ACH transfer can take up to 2 weeks to clear, which means those funds will not be withdrawable from your Coinbase account. So just keep that in mind whenever you do an ACH transfer. Those funds might be available for trading, but you might not be able to withdraw it from the crypto exchange. That doesn't just apply to Coinbase, that applies to every crypto exchange out there that supports ACH transfers. That 2-week waiting time is just a byproduct of the archaic financial systems where it takes up to 2 weeks to clear that payment. If you want your funds to be immediately available, you might want to consider a wire transfer, which also does take some time to process, but you would be able to withdraw it sooner, or funding your account via debit card. That is not available with Coinbase, but it is available on some other exchanges. So back to Coinbase. Now, after you connected your account via Plaid, your bank account should appear here. And let's say I want to deposit 100 UST. So we can walk through that. Hit continue. And then this tells us that as soon as we add that 100 US dollars, the funds will be instantly available, but we won't be able to send those funds out of our account for at least 4 days. For larger amounts, it can take much longer than that. So hit add cash now, and we're done. So you can see that the funds have been deposited to our account. I actually had some funds sitting there, and now we can start buying Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. So now that we've deposited $100 into our Coinbase account, we can buy some cryptocurrency. So from the Coinbase homepage, we want to select trade, and then we have two options. We have simple or advanced. Simple is very easy, it's very straightforward, but the fees are significantly higher, and we can take a look at that now. So you can see that the market price for Bitcoin at the moment is $28,393, and let's say we want to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. So I want to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, and we can pay with the USD I have in my account. So if you want to change the settings here, these boxes are selectable. We can select buy Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency that's available on the Coinbase exchange. And then we can pay with our USD wallet, we can pay with our bank account directly, or a wire transfer. So I am going to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin using the USD in my wallet. We can preview that purchase. And then if you look closely, you see the market price is still $28,416, but the price that Coinbase is charging us is $28,705. That is like a 1% markup, and they're also charging a $2.99 fee. So that is kind of expensive, and we would end up with, remember this number, 0.003379 BTC. Now, if we do that exact same trade in the advanced section, we are going to get a much better rate. I don't want to forget the number, so I'm going to add it to a notepad here that we can refer to in just a moment. So we are going to change the settings from simple to advanced. It might take some time to get comfortable with it. It might be very intimidating, but you're going to save a significant amount of money in fees by just doing this one simple change. So you're going to get a lot of value from learning this. And we want to trade BTC USD because that's what we want to buy. This brings up the more advanced settings. You see an order book, you see some charts, you see a lot of things going on. It's overwhelming at first, but don't worry about that. Let's just take this one step at a time, and I'll just give you a tour. This right here is the price chart. You can zoom in by scrolling up. You can change the indicators. Right now it's at the 1 minute chart. We can go 5, 15, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, 6 hours, or the daily chart. The daily chart can tell you a lot of different things, and going up is good. That is just a good thing to see, and going down, sad. I don't like seeing the chart go down. I like seeing the chart go up. It's nice. All right, so let's say we want to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. We could either set a limit, market, or stop limit order. The easiest thing you could do is a market order, especially if you're just doing $100 worth of Bitcoin, $1,000, $10,000, just because there's a lot of liquidity in the order books. So let's just buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. We're going to use the market price, and we want to set our total here. So in this box, we are going to put 100 USD, and it says we're going to get I know the text is really small, 0.00349. Comparing that to the 003379, that is a pretty significant difference because we're not paying those fees anymore. We're buying Bitcoin at the more advanced market rate. So let's do that. We're going to hit buy BTC. Our purchase was successful. Down here, you're going to see our order was filled. We can select that and you can see how much we got. We ended up with 0.003497 Bitcoin. And you can see that we got a lot more. And that's basically it. That's how you buy Bitcoin. If you want to buy a different cryptocurrency, you have to go into a different trading pair. So you select this box at the top left, and then you can pick any cryptocurrency that is available on the Coinbase website. Now that we've gone over how to buy cryptocurrency, now I'm going to show you how to sell that cryptocurrency, just in case you need to do that too, because that is also something you should know. So we did a market order earlier. This time we're going to do a limit order. So you can see there's two options here, buy and sell. We're going to go to sell. Instead of market order, we're going to set a limit. And then we are going to pick the top price in the order book. If you select any of these numbers in the order book, it's going to update that price on the right. So you're going to see this price update as we select any of these numbers. So by me selecting this top number in the bid section, it's saying, hey, I want to sell my Bitcoin to this person willing to pay this much. So that sounds great. I'm just going to select that number. And then we are going to sell the exact amount that I just bought. So I'm going to sell that. I'm going to paste that number in here. And it says the total at the moment is $98.82. We started with $100 after the trading fees and everything, which is about 0.5% and the spread. That tends to happen. We're not going to have $100 when we buy and sell that amount of Bitcoin due to the fees. So I'm all right with that. We are just going to make sure that highest number is selected. I'm going to hit sell BTC. We see the order at the bottom here. The order has been filled. If it hasn't been filled, this will just say open, and then we'll just have to wait for it to fill, or we'll have to update our price. So that's how we did a limit order. Kind of went through a lot of steps. Not too confusing. Hope that wasn't too overwhelming. But now we have US dollars back in our account. We got $98.80 something cents. Just to confirm that, I'm going to select our order to see what happened. And we ended up with a little more, $99.02. So with $100 from our bank account, buying and then selling that Bitcoin, we spent 98 cents in fees, which is significantly cheaper than what we would have paid using the simple trade function on Coinbase. So now that we have some US dollars in our account, you're probably wondering, how do I withdraw my funds from Coinbase? So we have to go to My Assets at the left here, and at the top, Cash Out. That's the only place that I found. It's kind of not very intuitive when you compare it to other exchanges, but if you are going to cash out crypto back to your bank account, this is where you're going to find it on Coinbase. So we're going to hit Cash Out. And then you see some of our trading history, you see our balance there, the available balance, and we can cash out everything that we have available or pretty much any amounts. So I'm going to cash out $99.02. I'm going to hit continue, $99.02. And by default, it is going to go to instant withdrawal with a $1.49 fee. Now this fee depends on how much you're trying to withdraw. If you're trying to withdraw thousands of dollars, this fee is going to be much higher. Now this will instantly credit your bank account with funds, but if you can wait a day or two, you can withdraw your crypto for free at the bottom. So if you scroll down a little, these are the free options. You just have to wait 1 to 3 business days and then you can get your funds for free. You don't necessarily have to pay that instant fee. So just watch out for that, because if you are going to withdraw your dollars back into your bank account, by default, Coinbase is going to guide you towards the one that has a fee. So for this example, I'm going to select my bank account here. I'm going to hit continue. And then it shows us that we are withdrawing to the bank account when the funds will arrive, the cash amount, the cash out fee. I pick the free option and the total we're going to get. So that sounds good. Just hit cash out now, and those funds should arrive in my bank account in just a few days. How to withdraw cryptocurrency on Coinbase. So let's say you bought some cryptocurrency, you want to withdraw it. I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, you also have to consider networks, because some coins only exist on very specific networks. Ethereum could exist on the Ethereum network, it can exist on Arbitrum, it can exist on Polygon, it can exist on so many different blockchains, but you want to understand that Coinbase is mostly limited to Ethereum. And now if you are using Bitcoin, it is going to use the classic Bitcoin network. It is not going to use the Bitcoin Lightning network. And we get all of these warnings. So be sure to read these warnings before you withdraw your funds, because you need the right address to support those coins. So back in Coinbase, let's say we have some cryptocurrency that we bought. I'm going to hit send and receive. Then we, by default, are in the send section. All right, so it shows us here that I have a Bitcoin balance of 41.95 because I'm ballin', and we want to choose our asset here. These are selectable boxes. By selecting that, it's going to show us our other cryptocurrencies available in our account, and we can choose any one of these. Let's choose Polygon, and then just for this example, I'm going to paste in a blockchain address. I want to send 1 Matic. Hit continue. And then before confirming that transfer, you can see a confirmation page. We are sending the Polygon coin to this specific address. We are using the Ethereum network, but this is also selectable. So now Coinbase supports multiple networks. They support Polygon, Avalanche, C-Chain, Optimism, and Solana. So for Polygon specifically, they support the Polygon network and Ethereum. So let's say we want to send it on the Polygon network, and it says, warning, sending crypto over the wrong network will mean losing your funds. Be sure to choose the right network. Now, this is a mistake you're gonna make as a new crypto user, and it's not surprising. So if you are unsure of something, send a very small test transaction. So I understand that, okay. And the cool thing is, the fee is much lower. So depending on the blockchain you're using, the fees are going to be different. If we are using the Polygon network, you see the network fee is 0.1 Matic, and our total price for this withdrawal, including the fee, would be about $1.11. But let's say we change this over to the Ethereum network. The fee is going to be higher at 1.38 Matic compared to 0.1. So that's like 13 times higher. But of course, it depends on what you're going to do with that cryptocurrency. This is more advanced stuff. And the key thing to learn here is using the right network and understanding the fees. So let's say I'm good with that. I'm just going to hit send now. And then this is where we have to use our Google Authenticator again. I'm going to go into my Google Authenticator app. I'm going to get that 6-digit code. I'm going to plug that in here, and then our withdrawal will be processed. Earning rewards. So with Coinbase, you can actually earn rewards for holding certain cryptocurrencies by staking. Now, you should also know that the SEC is suing Coinbase for offering that product. The SEC is suing Coinbase for allowing users to earn cryptocurrency. Now, that doesn't sound great as a crypto user, and the SEC hasn't, actually provided any clarity on what Coinbase can or can't do. And even though I have a lot of opinions on that, we're just going to talk about staking. That might be available on Coinbase depending on where you are. If you're in the US, it might be limited. If you're outside the US, it might not be limited. But let's just take a look. So if we select earn at the left, we can see which assets will earn us additional cryptocurrency if we're holding those assets. Now, Ethereum 2, that's something I'm personally staking. I am getting 3.78% in APY. The real rate is around 4.5%, so Coinbase is taking a pretty significant cut. If I do this myself through other methods, I could get much more value. But For what I'm holding on Coinbase, I'm comfortable with that. And if you wanted to earn staking rewards on your Ethereum, you could do that with Coinbase as well. I actually have another video on that, and the link will be in the description. If I forget, let me know in the comments or check the videos I've made on this channel. So you can see that they do have a slim selection, but at least you're earning something. And the most interesting thing here is USD coin. That's USDC. So basically, if you have funds in your Coinbase account, and let's say I have $100, I could get 100 USDC for 100 US dollars. And if that USDC sits in my account, I would get 2% APY by just letting those funds sit in that account. And if you want to take that risk, that's up to you, but that's how it works. Now, none of this is FDIC insured, so there is the risk of your funds being lost in the event that the exchange collapses. That has happened to other exchanges in the past, so please understand that risk. And if you want to avoid that risk, you got to learn how to manage risk and hold some cryptocurrency on your own and just understand what could collapse, what's risky, and how to secure your own crypto. Now, the reason I'm holding some USDC on Coinbase is because, yeah, I'm earning some interest, and I also have the Coinbase card. Now, the Coinbase card allows you to fund it with USDC, so if I have USDC in my Coinbase account, I could use that debit card, and I can withdraw cash anywhere around the world from my USDC balance. So I actually made another video on that. This channel has a lot of stuff, so feel free to check that out. Now, as for the Coinbase pros and cons, we've seen that the fees are lower in the more advanced section, while the fees are much higher in the simplified section. So we got our pro, we got our con. As for other pros, we saw that USDC earns interest as well as other staking rewards. Then there's other features like borrow. So you can borrow against your Bitcoin balance. You can borrow US dollars, and that just helps you avoid paying taxes on any sort of capital gains. There's also Coinbase One, which gives you 0 trading fees at the cost of $30 a month. So if you are a high volume trader and you're trading a significant amount, this does make a lot of sense because you could pay $30 in fees very quickly depending on the amount you're trading and how much you are trading. So this does make sense for more advanced users. If you're just buying Bitcoin every now and then, it doesn't make sense. But if you are buying Bitcoin very casually, then there's recurring buys, which is just dollar cost averaging, where you could buy Bitcoin daily, weekly, on the 1st of the month, on the 15th, or monthly. This just helps you dollar cost average, so you can get the average price of a certain cryptocurrency throughout the year, and you won't really have to think of buying low or selling high. It just takes that pressure away. As for the cons and the negative points when it comes to Coinbase, there are high fees compared to its competitors, even on the advanced side. I know if you are trading a lot, the Coinbase One might make sense, but then Coinbase also has a limited coin selection. So when you compare certain crypto exchanges to each other, they all have their own set of coins that they support. If you are trading in the US, that set of coins is going to be very limited compared to an international exchange like Binance, KuCoin, or anything like that. So Coinbase itself, even though they do have a lot of coins, it's very limited. You won't get any of the early high-risk coins, and with high risk comes high reward. And with Coinbase, they don't support a lot of networks for the coins that they do have available, which makes it limiting. So if you want to have a certain coin on a certain network, it might cost you more time and money to bridge those assets over to that network. Now, this is just very advanced things to consider, but if you're planning to be a more advanced user, that's when you start dipping your toes into DeFi, decentralized finance, where you don't have the limitations of whatever an exchange offers. You can just pretty much invest in anything. And that does come with a lot of risk, so much risk, and we don't have enough time for that today. But if this video is helpful, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I also have an Airtable of all the different fees for major crypto exchanges and referral links. If you want to support the channel, cool. If you're looking for a decent exchange with low fees, I can recommend Pionex. I have videos on that in the past. But obviously, if you are going to hold cryptocurrency on an exchange, just hold whatever you're willing to trade. For everything else, you should be holding that and securing it yourself. So with that, I hope you got your full value for today.